All right, Mr. McGhee. I just want to thank you personally for what you do in the UK, right? The
In
UK,
Ireland, yeah, UK
Ireland,
and Ireland, yeah.
Ireland, and just your stories are very, very interesting. And this whole Scientology has been really, really stressing me out, and it's just been people like you guys that helped me through. So why don't you kind of elaborate on how you started and how you got out and how you help people now?
Okay. Well, I got into Scientology in 2005, and I was pretty active for about three and a half years until I was doing a course called TRs and Objectives, and I noticed my course twin having what was close to a mental breakdown in front of me in the course room. The guy required repair auditing, recommended by the course supervisor and the auditor. The repair auditing was estimated at a value of about €5,000, and they weren't willing to fix the guy's state of mind until he coughed up that money first. So this was a wake-up call to me as to what Scientology was doing and how they were defrauding people and how they were only interested in money and not the person's spiritual well-being, as they so often claimed. So from that moment I checked out of my head, but I continued to go on course I was still very much in the mindset. So if you like, I was seeking the big bang that they promised me. So I kept going on course, but I was becoming more and more disillusioned. In that time I purchased a copy of The Complex by John Dignan on my way to course one evening, actually, and when I got home from course that night I started reading the book, and it opened my eyes more and more. Then I finally Googled Scientology, which I was told never to do, because when you're in Scientology they'll tell you if you read any negativity it'll impede your progress, so you tend to steer away from that area, that arena of the internet. So I Googled Scientology and all this negativity came up, and I discovered Jerry Armstrong and Tory Christman. This was approximately 2009. And I discovered Tory and Jerry Armstrong, Aaron Saxton. I said, these guys can't be lying, they can't be SP, everybody can't be an SP like you were told. I'd understand if it was just one disgruntled person, but I'm seeing scores and scores of people telling the same story. So I figured that this is worth a bit more research. And I persisted every night on the internet for 6 hours a night, while still going on course in Scientology. I'd contacted Anonymous via the internet while I was on course, and I was giving them information on the Scientologists inside, what they were doing, what they did for a living, how they manipulate people, dishing the dirt basically on all the Irish staff members of Scientology. But yet I was going on course, pretending to be their friends, because I knew they were corrupt. What they're doing is wrong. I felt it was my duty to, betray them, if you like. So I didn't view it as a betrayal. I thought I was doing a positive thing, and because the crimes need to be exposed, then I could only take so much of pretending to go on course. So in 2011 a journalist contacted me and wanted to know would I be interested in an interview. But I knew this would blow my cover with Scientology, because they would see it in the paper. So I said, fuck it, I'll do it. And next thing, March 2011, an article came out against Scientology with my photograph on it. And needless to say, a number of people began to disconnect from me because they would have seen the article and they realised, oh God, this guy was in my house like last week. I had lunch with this guy last week, and he's betraying us. So I guess that was my cover blown, and ever since then I felt it was my duty to get Scientology for a start, out of my home country of Ireland. They don't belong there, and prevent other people from getting suckered in and duped out of the money. And I won't rest until the campaign is finished, and I'm lucky to have met people like yourself internationally who are continuing to do the good work, and we'll get there eventually.
Who do you personally like? I know Tory and stuff, but over by your place that have assisted you in your pursuit to expose Scientology?
Matthew McKenna, Pete Griffiths,
yes,
Nuala Kelly, And a number of new Anons who I don't think they can name. I can name Raptor, he's an Anon, I'm not giving his real name there. These guys are great. Their persistence is amazing. They have had more consecutive protests than any other country internationally.
All right, I want you to look at the camera and just tell Scientology what you think about them before, during, and after. What do you feel about Scientology now? Look at the camera.
I feel Scientology is on its way out. It's dwindling. You're not expanding like never before, like you're so fond of telling your adherents. You're dying. And we're going to make sure it's going to happen very, very soon.